Hey, welcome to Cow-Free Kicks. On this channel I review leather-free sneakers only, and this is the ADIDAS ZPONGE Flux. Welcome to the channel. If you've not seen one of my videos before, when I review a pair of shoes, I always look into 5 different categories. Then at the end of the video, I will give them an overall rating out of 5 stars. And if you do like what you see as you're going along, please do take the time to click the little thumbs up like button below on your device and whilst you're down there. And if you've not done so already, please do take time to subscribe to the channel. All of your support is greatly appreciated. So let's start this review off as I always do by first checking them out on feet. These are Adidas ZPONGE Fluxes. Sponge is spelled Z-P-O-N-G-E, and that's in relation to the fact that it's got the sponge foam midsole unit that almost looks like a bit of a sea foam, sea sponge there with this almost coral-like look to it. That is coupled with the ADIDAS Flux upper that was originally released about 25 years ago on the Adiflux shoes. So they've coupled an older retro style on the top with their new sponge foam technology on the bottom, and it's currently available in 3 different colorways via the app and website. I don't think it works. I really do like the sponge foam technology. The way that it feels, it's so soft to the touch. It's got a really nice matte feel finish to it. The upper for the shoe I just don't get. For the time it was probably quite futuristic or forward thinking, but I just don't think it works. You've got a crisscross TPU mesh detail that runs right across the middle of the lacing system towards the toe box, and it couples round to create this little oval in the middle. Now, I did say lacing system. There's no lacing system on this shoe. There's no laces. It's a full slip-on shoe. This crisscross system is just for show. There's no way you can adjust it. It's not actually that fitted, so it doesn't really impact the fit of the shoe at all. The shoe itself is absolutely impossible to get on. You really do need a heel pull for these. Because it is a slip-on shoe, you'd hope that there would be a heel pull somewhere, maybe on the tongue or the rear of the sneaker to help you slip these on, but there's nothing. You really have to wedge your fingers in there to get this shoe on, and there's no way to adjust the fit either. So a bit of a letdown for me in that department, but also looks-wise, they don't really fit that well. Like the TPU, it kind of like flops about on top of your foot. Even when you've got it on, it doesn't really sit on top of your feet. It just looks really loose and unfinished. I don't really like that about these. I don't know why there's the faux leather detailing towards the toe box. Not a big fan of that either. There's a little bit of Adidas branding that's in this TPU on the crisscross on the inside of the foot. On the outside of the foot, you've got not really much else going on. A little bit of Adidas branding towards the back of the shoe. There's a little bit of sponge branding on the inside of the foot just here underneath the heel, and also a little bit on the midsole unit as well. The outsole for the shoe has got this quite nice color drop between this dark navy moving in towards this lighter green color that kind of matches the color that you get with the TPU on the upper. So I don't mind that color combination. It's quite nice, but overall, looks wise, these have got a rocker motion to them, so that means that they're very pronounced. It really bows up towards the toe and also bows away towards the back of the heel, so you get this rocker walking motion we'll talk more about in the comfort section. But looks wise, it means I just think they look super flat when they're on your feet. Don't think there's much shape to these. I don't like the way that this TPU crisscross system flaps about on top of your foot. Just overall, I think it's a bit of a fail combining this old look with this new sponge technology. I just don't think they work at all. Now I want to talk more about their comfort, where I want to put it to the test on my back doorstep. This is the first time I've had this sponge foam technology under my feet, and I really did enjoy the comfortable cushion, the bounce, the responsive give, everything. The energy return was really nice from this sponge midsole unit. I just really don't like the shape that it's in. I'm not a big fan of rocker motion shoes. yes, they do help with your walk and do help propel you when you're walking, so it is a nice walking aid to people that might need that little extra push. But when you're just stood in these, they're really unstable because the heel tapers off so much that you're not really on solid footing at any point. It doesn't feel like your foot is flat to the floor. I always felt like I was tilting backwards at all times. So yes, it can help you with your walking motion and your running motion because it will pronounce you to move forwards. But I really didn't like the fact that I felt like I was teetering on the edge with my foot in here. And you can really feel the midsole underneath the bit just before the ball of your foot, just around here on the midsole. That is really pronounced and sticks up into the bottom of your foot. So it's not really a flat feel you get when you've got these on. And I just didn't feel like it was too comfortable underfoot for that reason. The fit for these as well, I went half a size up. I go half a size up on pretty much all of my Adidas shoes because I find their sizing very small, and I would definitely recommend that you do go half a size up at least in these. Not only for the fact that they're a little bit narrow in the toe box and I've got slightly wider than average feet, but these are a laceless fit shoe, so you do have to really wedge your foot in there to get them in, and they're absolutely impossible to get on. So really struggled to get these on. There's no easy way to get them on without there being a heel pull at the back. It really is missing something to get your hand in so that you can really wedge these onto your feet easily. I was just digging my fingers in and around the foot entry trying to get my feet in, and it's just too much of a hassle for me to get a pair of shoes on like that. It does have some small sticky bit of TPU inside the heel to stop heel slippage, and that did feel quite nice because they've definitely felt stable inside the shoe, but overall just really not a shoe for me when it comes to fit wise. Unfortunately, they are very comfortable because of this plush unit underneath, but the overall fit and feel I just didn't really like. Now moving on to their weight, where I'm going to pop them on the scales. Tipping the scales at 312 grams per shoe. Now I classify any shoe that's below 350 grams to be lightweight. Anything below 300 grams is extremely lightweight. And anything above 400 grams, you're starting to get into the heavyweight category. And if it's around 500 grams, you're talking a pair of Air Force Ones, like bricks on your feet. So 312 is a really nice weight for these, but it doesn't really translate too much because normally with a lighter weight shoe, it adds to the comfort because you almost forget that they're on your feet. And you do with these a little bit, but just can't escape that rocker motion, odd fit feel of these when you've got them on your feet, and I couldn't escape the fact that I felt really unstable in them. So even though they're a really nice weight, it doesn't really add much to the shoe. Now I want to talk more about their breathability, where I want to pump this upper full of smoke to see how breathable it is. It's a really surprising result for me in the breathability test, the fact that they were not breathable at all. The only place the smoke escaped from was the foot entry hole, where it was forced out because there was nowhere else in this upper the smoke could escape. Now you've got this really well perforated mesh material that sits on the majority of the upper of this shoe. Yes, the areas where you've got this TPU and other fabric crossover aren't going to be that breathable, but there's a lot of this mesh detailing around the middle of the foot and with this oval in the toe. But underneath that, you've got way more padding. You can feel it on the inside of the foot, and that's really restricted the breathability for these. And it's a massive disappointment because they're not offering really anything else. Now let's talk about their price. Now these come in at £120 per shoe. Per shoe? Per pair. I just don't think that I would want to spend that much money on this pair of shoes. And I'm not really sure what the market is for this shoe either. Like, they've used a really nice spongy midsole technology, but I don't think the two match at all. I think they are two completely different shoes that have been sandwiched together, and I really don't think they go at all. So for me, I can't really give these any more than 1 star. And it's just because I find these an absolute mystery. I don't know where Adidas were going with this shoe. I don't know why they've brought this retro back, because I just don't think it looks that great anyway. Paired it with this foam technology, created this rocker motion for this shoe that just makes them feel unstable and uncomfortable, and then slaps a £120 price tag on them and off you go. It just doesn't make sense to me, so I can't give them any more than 1 star. Now, if you've liked what you've seen today, please do not forget to give the video a thumbs up right before you leave. You can also follow me on Instagram, drop any comments below, and hopefully I'll see you again soon. Bye.